It's about everything. I look at like most of my life, and it was just how I was like every few years, how I was brought up, how society affected my belief system, how like I want to be a good woman, so other people about opinion about being a good woman affected my belief system. As a mother, what was other people opinion in order for me to be a good mother?
Yeah.
What is a good mother? Like I'm like this, am I a good mother or am I a bad mother? So I just waited for other people approval or other people like ideas to be part of my belief system, and I completely got lost, and right now I don't know what I am. I'm just stubborn.
Well,
I like to be stubborn. I would love to call myself a stubborn.
If it serves you, it serves you.
Me. Yeah, it does serves me. And
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't serve me to be stubborn, so I'm not stubborn.
It's stubborn in a good way. Like I use
what
it
is
in a
stubborn in a
positive
good way? Tell me.
Stubborn in a good way is if you talk about your belief system, not fact. I'm not talking about, well, I don't know even what is fact. I'm like very, very confused. So, but if you have a belief system, for example, you're going to tell me, Helen, I don't know, in order for you to be a good woman, you need to be act certain way,
or dress in a certain way, or think in a
certain way. Like you need to be like, then so you will be a good person, you will be a good mother, you will be a good citizen. And I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna say like I respect your opinion. I see where you're coming from, but I don't believe that is aligned with me. So like I'm stubborn, so I call it like I'm stubborn and like not very fast to get sold by your idea or by your opinion. And it's just like I want to evaluate what I heard from you, and I said if it's aligned with me or not. What are my intention? Like, is my intention with what you teaching me? Are they aligned? Yes, no. If no, I will learn 20% from what you said. I will use what I like, and I will mix it what is sits with me, and I'm gonna go my direction.
So how is it stubborn? It's not. You're not being stubborn. You're being flexible, and you're being actually wise. I mean, you made certain character and personality and lifestyle and image for yourself that you like, that serves you. Okay, now another person comes and you just told me, I listen and I observe and maybe I use some of it. So you're not being stubborn.
Okay.
Maybe
I love your positive vocabulary.
Maybe you believe in certain, accomplishments in your life, and you're not being rebellious or stubborn. You're just supporting your way of life and not letting other opinions and other beliefs and other justifications and other advice and other people's opinions affect you. That's okay. That's all right. Maybe 5 years from now you have a different opinion, and that's okay too. So you're being flexible. I don't call it stubbornness, so don't put that label on yourself, because I really don't see stubbornness. Yes, I see that you are aligned with how you are right now, and you're comfortable in your, in who you are right now. Okay. And when you don't feel comfortable, then you just open a door and see what's there, what's available, and maybe you could just utilize some of them and just move on. That's how life is. Because
actually, I right now you said something that it triggers something in me, that is how important to use a positive vocabulary, because the word that comes out of our mouth, it just creates the path. And even if I use this word, which it has some negative impact in it, like I can draw that energy to my life. It like I'm just That's
absolutely my point. Because stubbornness meaning not being flexible.
Okay.
And my experience, for as long as I know you, which is not too long, but I don't see that. But I see someone who, realizes what works for her and doesn't care about other people's opinion, because you used to do that. You used to be like that. And maybe now you say, okay, I want to try a different way. And there is nothing wrong with that. I definitely don't put that on the label of stubbornness on you. I really don't. Okay. And you're right. It's always good to see what kind of vocabulary we use, and does it have a positive, way on it, or is it more negative? It's always better to focus on the positive than negative.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I realize is like how often my ADHD kicks in. And you were talking about your 7R, and I keep distracting you, not letting you finish your 7R.
And that's totally right. Everything happens for a good reason.
Yes. So back to number 3.
No, we covered the R's.
All of them?
Yeah. See that?
So can you just tell them one more?
Come back to.
Can you just
Okay. It's reaction,
and
then it's realization, and then it's research, and then it's refrain or refine or all of those, and then it's repair, and then it's replenish, and then rejuvenate. That's 7, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And every one of them, could apply into your health, into your life, into your practice, in your business. Even in your relationships and everything.
Very nice. So doctor, when you have a client, let's say I come to you, and then let's say we have a 1 session, you evaluate me, and then you want to teach me this, from where do you start? How do you put this package that I need to use in order, let's say I do have a realization that I want to fix myself, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, doctor, help me.
You want to fix what?
Let's say a realization. So let's say I start with having the physical pain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to just set an example for the people. Let's say they have, I don't know, GI problem. Let's say they have.
Let's talk about you.
Okay, let's talk about me.
Yeah. Let's say you come to me, and you say, "Fix me."
Yeah.
I say, "I'm sorry, I can't."
Yeah.
Fixing you is not my job.
Okay.
Because I don't even believe in fixing.
Okay.
And I don't believe, or if you say cure me, I say I don't cure, and I believe in healing, and I don't even heal you. I just give you the two. I say you come to me and say, "Give me a fish." I say I don't have any fish, but I teach you how to fish. Or just come to me and say, "Give me a bottle of water." I say, I don't do that. There are lots of people out there who do that. There are hundreds of thousands of those people on social media who are dying to do that and who are doing that. And they just say, "Come here, I tell you, eat these 3 vegetables and you become 20 years younger overnight." There are many people like that. I don't operate like that. And I don't fix. I'm not in the business of fixing. I'm in the business of awareness, bringing awareness into your life, and see what is working and what is not working. And what is not working, then focus on that and see why is it not working, and then go layer by layer by layer to see what's going on. So, you told me fix me, I said I can't fix you. But what it is that you want to be fixed?
Oh, there's lots of things.
Just give me one example.
Ooh, now I'm very excited. Physical?
Anything.
Nutrition, physical?
Anything. Okay. Emotional, physical,
Emotional, physical,
mental.
I know we talked about hormones, and it was a very interesting subject.
Okay.
And especially, my tease. I don't want to say how old, but I'm old enough to worry about my hormones.
Okay.
We can talk about hormones. So the list of my problems are so long. Emotional also is very, very long.
But let's talk one at a time. See that
you just made me so excited. I don't know which question to ask.
But pick one. You want to talk about hormones?
Let's talk about hormones.
Okay. What?
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna talk about hormone, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because until 2 years ago, I never knew even hormones has any effect on my life. Okay. I never felt it. Maybe I was young enough, or maybe I don't know what. But now, in the last 2 years, hormones hits me so hard.
Tell me how.
I'm gonna tell you how. 1 week before my period, I had no idea that I'm getting like this. Finally, after 7-8 months, I was like, oh, every month this is happening to me.
What is happening?
for 1 week prior to my period,
you go crazy.
I absolutely go crazy. I feel that the world is ending.
Right.
Why did I start all these businesses?
Right.
What the hell I'm doing?
Right.
Is like, I hate everybody.
Right.
Like, who is this person that I'm in relationship with?
Right.
You know? And then, like, agitated. Someone is hunking. I'm like, let me see how I'm going to kill you.
Right. Let's talk about that.
You know.
Let's talk about that.
So
I'll talk about it. That's a very interesting topic. For women who have the cycles, which is anywhere from 12, 13, all the way to maybe late 40s or early 50s. And of course, there is a period that is called perimenopausal, which is from, let's say, early 40s or mid 40s and up. And every month you go through a cycle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is menstruation. Why is that? Why do women have to go through all these? Through bleeding and this and probably most people look at it as a curse. Oh my God.
Yeah.
which is a blessing. Okay? Nature, God, whatever you want to name it, or universe, or the design, whoever designed this, or just let's say nature, chose women for certain purposes, right? To have a system that can, continue the generations.
I'm gonna sue the nature.
Sue the nature. Good luck. So you see what I'm saying? So there are certain responsibilities that if you want to for humanity to continue, or for any species to continue, you need to have that. So what you have is you have a uterus, you have 2 ovaries, and you have a system of which is called the reproductive system. And every month you become, within that age, and the earlier the more, you become prepared to get pregnant, because that's one of the purposes of or one of the things that women in nature are designed to do.
Correct.
So what happens every month is that your body, which goes through certain processes, which if you want to get deep into that, it takes hours to explain. But your where to start? Okay, your endometrium starts having a second layer which is called a functional layer. The first layer, which is always there, is basal, and the second layer is the functional layer. Okay, makes that, and that's one of the things that start doing. And then certain hormones start increasing, which is the estrogen, progesterone, and some other hormones, which we don't want to get to, like FSH and LH and everything. And it prepares you for so you can get ready to do to ovulate. Okay, because it makes certain eggs. The body makes certain eggs, and then assuming that you have a partner, and I'm talking about then just course of nature. So they make love, and then the sperm, hundreds of thousands or if not more of sperms are going up towards the uterus, and then one of them finally succeed and become the winner and go there. And then meanwhile the ovaries send out of like 15-20 eggs that they try to make, one of them matures and it goes through towards the uterus. So if everything is perfect or whatever, then the ovulation happens, and then the fetus starts shaping. So this is what's going to happen every week. And then when it doesn't happen, when that doesn't happen for certain reasons, either you don't ovulate, or you don't have a partner, you haven't done anything, or so it won't happen. And then the body says, okay, there is no need for that second layer. That because the second layer of the endometrium is there to, when the egg starts having the uniting with the sperm and become the fetus, keeps that in the uterus and hold it there. So this layer, the second layer, because you're not pregnant, the pregnancy didn't happen, starts shedding. Okay, and that's when you are in premenstrual. I mean, you go towards the premenstrual phase. And when that happens, so the shedding of that, and then a lot of other activities that happens in the uterus, it gets rid of that shedding, which is what? Blood, right? The blood comes, there's some mucus, and there's some, you don't want to get too, deep into that, but starts releasing that. So what happens there, what is getting out of your system is some blood, some mucus, and the egg that didn't get, fertilized and everything, so it gets out of your system slowly. That's the time that your hormones drop. So because there is no need there are certain hormones that they need. If you get pregnant, your estrogen and progesterone stay up and stay high. But if you don't get pregnant, they start coming down. And the hormones, estrogen is what? Estrogen is what makes you a woman. What makes you have beautiful body, the curve, the chest and everything, nice legs and everything. And also takes you in a better mood and everything. And also progesterone is the same. Other than progesterone, estrogen, the progesterone help you to have a better mood and everything. So when they both drop, you hate yourself, you hate everybody, you want to kill him, you want to kill her, you don't want to work, you hate the world and everything. So I have there are certain things that they divided the 4 stages. Actually there are 2 main stages in hormones. Am I putting you to sleep, or is it okay?
No. I'm just
Are you
listening.
with me?
I am very with you. So I'm listening to the causes,
Okay.
and I want to get to how to fix it.
See, that's what everybody.
No. But I'm listening. Like
you need to know what's going on before you find out what to do.
That's why I'm
because,
very engaged.
Yeah, it's about realization and it's about awareness and education. So we have 2 phases, right? One is the ovulation, phase, and the other one is the luteinizing phase. But a lot of experts, they divided this 1 month into 4 different sections: spring, winter, summer, and fall. Okay, and I have created certain things which certain elements of fire. This is very deep, but fire, water, wind, and earth. Okay. So when you're in the let's come back to reality and not too scientific. When you are in your premenstrual phase, okay, your hormones are at the lowest. So progesterone is one of the hormones that is very, very important for your moods. So your moods come down, and maybe sometimes at that phase your prolactin or maybe your testosterone goes a little high, and that makes you a little aggressive, and that makes you depressed because your progesterone have come down and all the hormones have come down. So you have no zest for life, you have no hope for life, and the more they come down and the more you go through that, and if you don't have a good diet and your nutrition is not really optimal, then you have more symptoms. So in those times, my recommendation is to go to a cave. Go to a cave in those 5, 6, 7 days, because you're the most critical at that time. So become critical of yourself rather than other people around you. And that's the time that you are very, you could just, this is the time for you to edit. This is the time for you to, let's say, organize. Because you're very detailed. You are very like this. And that's why if you have a partner, you just see all the flaws in them. Right? And this is the best time for you to just go and do journal writing, or do, just
How can I
focus.
for 7 days not come to work? That's not possible.
I know, but I'm saying metaphorically. Become introvert rather than extrovert, because that's the time.
Still avoid meetings.
That you need to, that's the time that you need to not have arguments, not engage in important meetings, not start any project, not do, that's the time that you just
I'm going to be announcing from now on.
calm
I'm
down.
going to put it in my calendar.
And the element is, this is fall, this is autumn, this is where there is a wind. I call it a wind because it's like this. So you're always like this.
Is this fall?
This is
fall season?
Exactly. That's the fall season. So
fall is the worst?
I don't call anything worse or better, but that's the time that you feel the worst. Yes.
I see. Okay.
And then once the day one starts, which is starting of winter, which is the element of water, which you start shedding all those things and you start bleeding and everything, you have some relief then.
Yeah.
And that's when the phase one starts. That stage one starts. So the beginning of winter is your day one of your cycle. And from there, you start a new phase. So you start increasing the estrogen and progesterone and the FSH and everything. All this. So if this is a mountain, you start from here, from the winter, you go all the way up, and here is the summer, which I call it, the sun, the heat, and everything. So the closer you are to the mountain or to the top of the mountain, or in other words, the closer you get after your 7 days. Let's talk another ways. After your 7 days, let's say you have your menstruation, and you start, and usually lasts 4 days, 5 days, for everyone is different. After 5-6 days or 7 days, that's the time that you start flourishing. You start slowly shining. That if you want to shine, if you want to do your shows, and that are very important, that's the time. If you want to date someone for the first time, that's the time. Or, if you want to...
7 days after the first...
I would say 7 days after your menstruation starts. In other words, or let's put it this way, as soon as your menstruation ends, all the way to day 16 or even 17, those are the times you could exercise really hard if you want. You have energy, you could start projects, you could start, because the spring starts, so you could start new projects. And see, this takes,
I like that.
This whole thing takes about 2-3 hours to go through them, and they're very interesting, but I'm just giving you an idea, So the key is, when you're in the fall, in the autumn, you need to watch your diet the most. You need to avoid caffeine, alcohol, sugar, or anything sweet, and most junk food. And so you have to have a clean diet, so the effects of low estrogen and progesterone don't affect you too much.
Interesting.
And then you can handle it much better. And you're helping yourself and your partner more. God knows how many flowers the partners sent me because of the adjustments that we made for them. So it really helps. It's very important. So in those times that like from
so less sugar, less alcohol, less caffeine in that,
or maybe better even none.
Okay.
And yes, and then have ginger, have turmeric, have just clean diet, clean food. And that's the time that you probably have bone broth, which is very good for you. And even during your menstruation, you have to eat meat. You have to have a steak almost every day. You eat one steak because you tend to become more anemic at that time.
And I also have an extreme desire of eating sugar during the first 3 days.
Exactly. And that's the time that you should definitely stay away.
No way. No way.
Yes. That's
Are
the
you
time.
serious? For
Absolutely.
the last 20 years, I think I was eating like half a cake.
Yes. If you want to cheat on your diet, you cheat from which I don't suggest, but you cheat from day 7 to day 16. From day 16 to, again, day 30 or 28, 16 to 28, you better be a good person. You better watch your diet. Be a good person. I mean, because like follow your diet. Because your body is more sensitive. Your body is more prone to, to a lot of, because your hormones are dropped.
I see.
And you have less hormones, and so those times are the times that you need to be introvert. And from day 6, 7 to day 16, 17 is the time that you could just go out in the universe and just shine and fly and do all the projects and date and celebrate and have parties and everything.
Okay.
So that was, even though I talked a lot, but that was a nutshell.
No, that was amazing.
Very small part of the whole thing, because that takes 1-2 hour session to talk about all of that in details.
So I got it like during my first week when it starts with my cycle. I should have red meat and like high food in high irons. But beside ginger and turmeric, what else I can do in order to support these 7 days that I'm suffering this much? It's like, so I do become introverted, but is there anything that can help me like to calm down? Like,
yes.
What else should I do?
Yes, nutritionally, there are certain herbs that can help you. But because we don't want to generalize, I usually, just do one by one, and we have certain supplements that I have a drop that it helps really a lot with the PMS symptoms and everything. But the things you could do on your own is, as I said, most important than what you do is what you shouldn't do. More important than what you eat is what you shouldn't eat. If you stay away from those and dairy in those times,
I don't eat dairy.
Okay, and just let's just say anything that is sweet, except a little fruits maybe. Anything.
How about dates? Is date okay?
That's a fruit, but you have you minimize it, but you could have some. But anything sweet, anything with caffeine, anything with alcohol, anything with any kind of drugs that you don't have to, like other than prescription drugs or whatever, you stay away from those. Anything that is putting you through an argument, anything that can be just confrontive. Don't confront. Don't stay. That's why I'm saying be introvert. Just go into the cave and just write and just organize your closet. That's a good time to organize your closet. In the winter, which is when you're menstruating, that's the best time to clean, because you're getting rid of the blood, and that's a good time to let go. That's a good time to forgive. That's a good time to just clean your kitchen, clean your office, clean your desk. That's a good time for cleaning.
My house is always clean.
Okay, good. So clean your mind. Clean your mind. Yeah, for your case.
I remember I was 7-8 years old, and my mom was forcing me to go make my bed, and I never want to make my bed because I said, Mom, my house is always clean when I grow up, and I will never want to make my bed. And I'm gonna have helpers. My helper is gonna clean everything. And my mom was like, the way that you study, you're the maid yourself. You're gonna be someone's maid. There's no way that you're gonna make it. And I'm like, Mom,
my
house is very clean. My bed is made.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you have
no, but clean organized
everything,
house
anything
is really
that
important
needs cleaning,
also
clean your
to organize
exactly.
Here.
Or good time to clean your beliefs that we talked about.
Yeah.
Go over your beliefs at that time, and then after day 6, 7, Joe, just go and just fly, party, do projects. Have public speaking, because that's the time that you're gonna shine.
I see.
Do exercise, but those other days, in fall and winter, you shouldn't do hard exercises.
I see.
You should just be mellow. Do yoga, do tai chi, do qigong at those times. But in those other 15 days, you could do more. If you want to do martial arts, or if you work with weights, or those are the times that you get better results.
I see. Okay. Definitely, I will eliminate it because I kind of, for me, not that I really drink heavily, but for me, like I do drinking every week.
Yeah.
And I like it so much.
Yeah. So for that 1 week, but the drink doesn't like you. That's the problem. It's a one-way love. You love the drink, but the drink doesn't love you. Same as sugar and caffeine and all that. So if you don't want to just not drink, but at least in that 1 week, it's better not to drink because it definitely affects you adversely.
I see. You know why I use the drinking, especially on the weekend? Because my brain, like during the work days from Monday to Friday is so occupied, and I'm thinking, doing this, doing that, like put out fire here, like damage control there, blah blah blah. And then a weekend, when I drink, it's just you don't think anymore, and then you become silly, and then you laugh, or you just want to have a good time, and you don't for me, I don't care about any of these problems, and I find it easy to go to the alcohol.
I understand. Anything that's a stimulant. I understand what you're saying, and there is nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you want to drink a glass of wine sometime, but I'm just telling you the ideal. And anything that stimulates your system, which is any argument, any stress, any sugar, any caffeine, any alcohol, it takes you high up and then drops you down.
I see.
That's how it works. Okay. Like sugar. When you eat something sweet, you're happy. Yeah. Instant gratification. Yeah. But leads to long-term suffering.
So true.
Same as any other those things.
So true.
It's like pleasure followed by pain. But if you have pure joy, so my suggestion to you, I mean, you just became my client for the last half an hour. So my suggestion to you is, instead of looking for pleasure, look for joy. And there is a big difference between pleasure and joy. So find out what gives you true joy.
Like music and dancing. So I'm like,
music.
Raving.
That's joy.
And it's music and dancing. And then with one shot of tequila, it just, now I'm like, high.
Exactly. So if you just, let's say you just do the dancing and singing and going into nature, and just spending time with a loved one or your pets, or those are joy. Or having a hobby, maybe learning a musical instrument, maybe playing a music, or maybe just listening to music. These are the things that they don't follow by pain, but things that give you pleasure. Like, let's talk about sex. You want to talk about sex for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. There are certain sex that give you pleasure, and there are certain sex that give you joy. Now go find out by yourself.
Wait, one more time. Oh, certain will give you pleasure.
Yes.
And certain will give you joy.
Joy. And that depends on
lovemaking. I call it lovemaking.
Lovemaking.
So I translate it for myself. When I make love, I enjoy it.
I call it a union.
Yeah.
I call it human.
Yeah.
Lovemaking or human, because animals, they just do it because it's a matter of survival, and it's a matter of reproducing. Human, we're different. So because we have all these chakras up here, we are not only the 3 lower chakras, we have this, and then we have 3 more chakras up here. So you could do a lovemaking and become euphoric and fly, and there is it's not going to be followed by pain. But just having a physical sex without having a union or without being in love. And I'm not here to preach that you should not have sex. I'm just saying what helps and what works. Then it's a joy that is not going to be followed by pain. So that was just one example.
No, that's a very good subject. I love this subject. And then I want to even elaborate on it more, because I'm very agree with, I talk with so many women, and which actually we just had this session with a couple of women, and it's more of a work for them. They can't even talk about it. They can, is part of this relationship that I'm not sure as much as they invest in other part of their life, they do invest in their sex life, because we don't talk about sex. We don't talk about how to be engaged. We don't talk about how to make it euphoric. We don't talk about what really we are supposed to feel good about ourselves, and the action that is happening. And I'm very, very aligned with what you said. I'm not the person that is opposed about having a sex. With saying that, because I'm very free. I live a single lifestyle. Usually for me, how it works is I like to when I like someone.
You want to have a connection.
I want to have a connection, and which woman is more like to do this. I want to feel attracted to you. I want to feel like there is something here that I want to expand. I want to have my deep conversations first, and then that will lead to my sexual relationship with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there are many components to it, and it's not which just could lead to that, but there is a lot of preparations of mind and emotions and connections and interconnections and everything. I mean, especially for women, sex starts maybe a week prior to having sex. You know, it all depends on how you feel, because it's like for men it's different. For men is a little different. I mean, men could have sex anytime, any minute, anywhere. You know, but women are a little different, because they need to, or maybe it takes a whole day to build up. It's not like you want to talk about that. The foreplay doesn't start in the bedroom. The foreplay could start even 2 days prior to that, or several hours prior to that. You know, it's very important that, because women are more emotional than men. They're emotional being, and the arousal for women is, I don't know how we got into this topic, because that was my last intention to come and talk about these things. But the arousal for women is more emotional. That's what I'm saying.
So true.
So let's move on to another topic.
Let's move on. This subject is so boring. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, it's too boring.